last week I felt like I didn't get quite as much accomplished as I wanted to, but we made up for it this week. Starting with, look at this, we got trim on the ceiling. I found a flexible PVC trim that's almost the right color, and once I touch it up, it'll look great. And it's not perfect, but it really makes a big difference. It makes the whole ceiling look much more smooth. So I can't wait to show you everything else we got done this week. And speaking of trim, I'm continuing to trim out the bathroom walls. We're pretty much trimmed, except that I still have these kind of small gaps, little gaps right here. But I'm going to wait to do those until it warms up enough for my table saw to work, and it warms up enough for me to be able to glue them in place as well as sort of tack them. So anyway, it's starting to look like a place. Time to build stuff again. I'm actually pretty excited about this. It's going to be a couch that slides out into a second bed, a full-size bed. And I so far have cut and sanded the boards, and so we'll see about putting it together. Okay, the slats are laid out. I'm going to give them a little bit of space with the screwdriver in between, and then all I have to do is screw it in.
Ain't nobody but you, babe. Now you go. No, ain't nobody but you, babe. Now I'm alone. Oh, you play with my heart.
Hey, look at that. It works. It's a little hard to separate with just one person right now because I don't have legs and I don't have handles, but it does separate and go back together. So there you go. I had to make it wider than I'd hoped just to make it so that it'll fit the whole bed. And I was worried that there wouldn't be enough room to walk in, but it's actually looks like there'll be plenty of room. And it'll be nice. It needs legs, it needs drawers, it needs cushions, but at least the top is done. And that means that I can measure to see how big this space is, which is where we're going to have the stove and a little counter. So we can measure that now, which is great. I have friends coming in a few weeks to help with the solar, so I'm hoping to get all the outlets done. And we're about halfway there. Here's one. There's another. And a third. I'm going to put a shelf up here on this is the front bulkhead over the driver's seat. And I'm going to put a shelf here. And I'm also going to put an outlet here. And I knew that when I wired it up, but we forgot to put a hole in here and pull through the wires. So I'm going to do that today. Yeah, I probably should have done that before I so carefully painted everything white. It's kind of stuck back there, but I hope I can pull out enough wire to make this outlet. Okay, so I have the thing wired, but the box is just not deep enough. And I thought I had an extra deep box, and I think it might be around here, but it might not, and I might have to get more. But anyway, we're on our way. Look what I found. I knew I had one. Now let's hope it works. For those of you interested in quality control, this is an inline outlet, and I've pigtailed it so you probably can't see it back there, but the wires are connected and the little pigtail there and there. And then there's a, yeah, there you can see it, sort of. There's a hole in that I'm gonna fill up with some duct putty, and hope that contains everything. And there it is, probably more duck putty than I need, but at least it's all contained and everything should be super safe. Needs a little touch up on the paint back there, but it's done. We have an outlet in the front of the bus. As you can see, it's still winter here in northern Wisconsin, so I'm working outside. I probably won't work that long out here. But what I'm doing today is I'm building a shelf for the front of the bus. I want it to hold the microwave, which means it needs to be about 14 inches wide. So I'm using two 1x8s that I'll tack together about 5 feet long. And I think I won't put a lip on this shelf because, well, I need to have the microwave open. So I'll need to have a really nice, secure netting that can go over it when we drive. So that's on the schedule for today. I'm gonna put the shelf together out here and then I'll take it into the garage and paint it. This shelf has some more rough spots than some of the others have had. So I think I'm gonna paint the whole, sand it down and then paint the whole thing white. We're back in the garage painting shelves. So here's the 5-footer for in front of the bus. And here's the 9-footer for on the driver's side of the bus in the kitchen area. And that actually will be the last of the shelves. So I'm hoping to get them hung next week. It's still cold out, so it's hard to get enough paint on and get it dried and all of that. But hopefully it'll get there.